This is my assessment task 2 for understanding learners in the learning environment. During weeks 5 and 7, the cohort was given the opportunity to visit two schooling sites that were either early childhood centres, primary schools or secondary schools. Both of my site visits were located at early childhood centres, the first one being 360 Early Education on Epping Road and the second one being Adventures Preschool and Long Daycare at Pennant Hills. These site visits provided the opportunity to observe practices in an authentic setting and to connect the observations collected to establish educational theories and frameworks. The most apparent difference between the two centres was the demographic makeup of each cohort. 360 Early Education had a predominantly Asian demographic, while Adventures Preschool was composed of a more diverse range of nationalities. Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory is able to provide a useful lens through understanding this. He describes that each child that attends an early childhood setting is embedded within a microsystem that is made up of their immediate family, culture, and home environment. Where similar children are able to share similar cultural experiences within their microsystem, which is reflected within 360, the interactions with the children can feel more understood and familiar. Whereas Adventures Preschool, the greater cultural diversity creates a richer but occasionally more complex social environment. Though, rather than viewing this as a limitation, it connects to the early years learning framework through promoting respect for diversity, equity, and inclusion as foundational principles of the centre. Both centres clearly valued outdoor learning as a core component of their practice, although both look different. Adventures Preschool at Pennant Hills offered a generous outdoor space that was made up of a large astroturf area, a sandpit, and a boat climbing frame, all surrounded by a generous amount of trees. In contrast, 360 Early Education's outdoor area was a narrow balcony-style setting. While it included a sandpit, it lacked direct access to its natural surroundings. While both centres made use of their space purposefully, it caused me to consider the different experiences that each child would be having at the centres when one is constrained by infrastructure. A notable feature of 360 Early Education is that they have a program called Thrive, where a singular educator is assigned to 3 children to be their safe person. I found this to be effective and helpful for the children that we observed, as when we came into the room and a couple of them were rather intimidated, they were able to immediately go to their trusted adult, which is highly necessary at that age. This mirrors the circle of security that is grounded in John Bowlby's attachment theory, as stated in the week 4 lecture on attachment and relationships, as well as the Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority. A well-constructed teacher-student relationship is vital in early childhood, and taking the time to build the connection with the families is also essential. The Adventures Preschool participates in a multi-lit pre-lit program. This is important and beneficial as it focuses on the phonemes and awareness and language development, which is vital in transition from preschool to primary school. It is structured through storytelling, and they also include a phoneme of the day, which is evident in the site visits when we were shown the rooms. These 2 site visits both demonstrated that quality early education practice is not a single approach, but instead a notion that shares a set value of commitments and values, although is expressed differently throughout diverse contexts. A limitation to my observation is that the indoor education at both centres remains outside of the scope of the study, a complexity of a brief site visit. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.